And we're back with TSPN. Dave Logan, how are you doing today?
How you doing, Richard? It's
All
good
right.
to see you. Thank
Good
you
to
for
see
having
you.
me.
We've got together on one thing before. We finally worked it out one way or another.
Yes, another fundraiser.
But
Absolutely.
That was to benefit cancer research too, I think. And this is the Amador Cancer Research Foundation.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and how you got involved in it?
Well, I'm a volunteer, one of many volunteers with the Amador Cancer Research Foundation, and I'll give you a little background on how it got started.
Okay.
And many years ago, long-term residents of Amador County, John and Helen Landgraf, actually started a memorial to memorialize their daughter who had passed away from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And what they noticed is there wasn't a whole lot of research going on in this particular area, and they got together with the UC Davis Comprehensive Cancer Center to actually work with them to raise funds to give private funding of actual cancer research. And the benchmark research with the young scientists is what they were really focused on.
Okay.
And so they started that.
The money that is raised goes to
Cancer research to UC Davis, and that's for cancer specifically, and it's early bench research. A lot of that research now is coming to fruition. You can see molecular markers, you can see a lot that's going on right now in what they call individualized medicine and cancer treatment. Much of that's coming out of the UC Davis Comprehensive Cancer Research Program.
The key to beating cancer in many cases is to diagnose it early, but to have the treatments for it. And many times there are so many different kinds of cancers that you need research like this to really be effective.
You've got to have a lot of things going on. It's a very tough battle. It's been going on for a long time. They're making strides, but it's the tip of the iceberg, and therefore they need both public and private funds to make sure that we can actually fight and eventually cure cancer.
The Landgrafs had to start this because they just didn't see anything going on or not much and not enough money going to it. There's a lot of different competing areas. I mean, you have the AIDS research, you have Alzheimer's research. We could go on and on.
And all are good causes.
We had a young lady here a couple weeks ago whose daughter passed away from brain cancer, and as she said, the technology, the knowledge just wasn't there to help her daughter at that point. So that's what's driven her.
That is what motivated them 40 years ago to start this, and now they've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Amador County residents have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, just under $500,000 towards the effort. And they've sponsored several young scientists and physicians, many of which are now in practice, putting to practice what they learned through that cancer research.
Great. So what are we doing?
So for the fundraisers that we have one big fundraiser every year, and that's the Spaghetti Western, which you're aware of over at the Cooper Vineyard.
Right.
And there's great food, excellent wine, great entertainment, and they usually have a lot of items to auction off, both in the silent auction.
Voted best vineyard in Amador County, I think.
It was, and that's on June 21st. That's the big event we have.
And that always sells out, but they could always sell more tickets to help the cancer research.
That one, you'll hear more about that as we come closer to June 21st. But what we have this week is a little bit of a change from the past. We're not just sponsoring or supporting the research foundation, we're also doing education. And so in combining with the UC Davis program and the Comprehensive Cancer Center, we're bringing up 3 specialists. And you can see from this poster here what those specialists are going to be talking about is breast cancer. And that's going to happen tomorrow night at the Hotel Sutter, and it starts at 5:45. It's free to the Amador County residents.
That would be on Thursday night.
That's Thursday night.
What is
Sutter,
that?
Sutter
The
Hotel.
first.
Hotel Sutter.
That's Thursday the 1st.
Yes.
At what time again?
It's going to be at 5:45. Appetizers will be served. It's light appetizers. There'll be a bar. It's going to be a no-host bar, and then they can go ahead and have a seat, and then there'll be a presentation on updates in the area of diagnosis, treatment, and research in breast cancer. And then the audience can ask questions of 3 very qualified experts in that area.
They say that everybody knows somebody who's had cancer, but it's almost to the point now that everybody knows somebody who's had breast cancer. My sister-in-law had it, and from family members to people out in the community, cancer is everywhere, and programs like this help people get knowledge and education about it, as well as fund the research that's going on.
Well, we're not going to try to raise any money. We're just going to raise the
Right.
awareness and education, and we're going to do 2 to 4 of these every year. It's going to be called the Tree of Knowledge series. So people will actually pick up additional information, not just on breast cancer, but they'll have colon and lung and prostate and different cancers to talk about each time they do this at the Hotel Sutter.
All right. So more of those coming up in the future. As you said, the Spaghetti Western is your big fundraiser that takes place.
That's on the 21st of June.
And that's always a good time up there. I've attended a couple times and do what I can there. But,
Well, it's
and that's the point. Everybody does what they can in our community. A lot of people asking for money, but cancer affects everyone.
It's phenomenal what this small county does when it comes to both fundraisers and support for these types of things. And because everybody has been touched by cancer, it's something that's very emotional to many people. And they're more than willing to give. And Helen Landgraf, who was a very big artist in the community, used to do her programs. And you can see on this on the poster, that's a background. That background was actually a painting that she had done, and she's had many of those paintings sold on behalf of the foundation.
All right. You want to give out a phone number or anything, or just
I think it's posted on that. You could the phone number, because we've got probably 10 slots still available if people want to show up at the hotel this evening. The telephone number is 209-245-6794. 245-6794.
Hotel Sutter Thursday night, and attend that presentation. Dave, thank you
Hope
very
to see you
much.
there. Thank you,
All right.
Richard.
Thank you
Appreciate it. It's
very
good
much
seeing
for
you
being
again.
here. And we're going to go to break and then back for our final segment.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.